Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Restricted Republic. My name is Justice Knight, today filling in for Lisa Haven. Can't thank you enough for being here today with a very serious topic at hand. Overnight catastrophe sends shockwaves through the White House. There's no more damage control for this. Now, what do we mean by that? It begs one major question. Often the mainstream media covers Biden's errors as gaffes and pushes them away in some air of comedy. But when do Biden's comments, his unhinged and often unauthorized comments, become an issue? Some would argue they already have become. So I'm going to put it in the context of consequences. Again, the White House continually backpedaling, backtracking, or outright correcting the President of the United States in front of the entire world. This is by far one of the most serious conversations this great Republic of the United States of America has to have, and we're going to have it today. Now, before I get there, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, Lisa will put a link above. I can't tell you how much we appreciate if you do subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to Lisa's channel yet, please make sure you do. Also want to take a moment here to give a shout out to one of our very important sponsors. You've heard me discuss them before. My Patriot Supply, this becoming more relevant than ever, as more and more of the items you're looking for on your grocery store shelves are either unreasonably priced or not available at all. Well, My Patriot Supply has a solution, again, with preparewithlisa.com. Get a very special rate on a 3-month emergency food supply kit or a 4-week emergency food supply kit. You'll see the reduced price on either the 3-month emergency food supply kit or the 4-week emergency food supply kit. That is available only at preparewithlisa.com. My Patriot Supply. Get there now. So again, I ask you, sit back and be prepared. The gaffes aren't funny. When they start to result in the consequences they are now. And the latest Biden statement, this Armageddon statement, having to be walked back by the White House again. Well, how do we get there? What's happened? And let's never forget these very serious moments.
We beat Farmer this year. We beat Farmer this year, and it mattered. Member of the United States Senate. So I take a backseat to no one on my progressive values. No one. Zero. No one.
Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here. You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
To keep alive the truth and honor of the Holocaust, horror of the Holocaust.
It's
the highest inflation rate, Mr. President, in 40 years.
I got that. For the last several months, it hasn't spiked. It has just barely, it's been basically even. Fort Hood, Texas, 2009. 13 dead, 30 more injured. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, 1918. Putin's kleptocracy. Kleptocracy. The guys who are the kleptocracies. If your home is powered by safer, cheaper, cleaner electricity like solar or heat pumps, you can save about $500 a month on average. Don't take my word for it. For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power. That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch. And I want to thank that fellow down under. Thank you very much, pal. I remember spending time at going to the Tree of Life Synagogue, speaking with them. But the likelihood there's going to be the Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely.
Thank you.
With them, Prime Minister Modi, President Ramaphosa, President Moon, in just a minute.
And the President of South Africa.
And the President of South Africa, as I said earlier.
Oh, you did?
I certainly did.
But you get to mention twice, so.
You're a really dull class. All kidding aside, of course, President Harris. I just want to thank you both, and I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class.
But months later, according to law school records, it was also inaccurate.
Asked by a reporter if the US would defend Taiwan if it were attacked, Biden's answer was straight to the point.
Yes.
Is the pandemic over?
The pandemic is over.
I warned you to sit back and hold on. And that's just a fraction of what I could present to you. But now things became very serious. Biden warns world would face Armageddon if Putin uses a tactical nuclear weapon in Ukraine. Scaring the lights out of billions of people. Nobody wants to hear this news. How do you explain that to your kids, to your grandkids? Going out and securing millions of dollars of medication to treat radiation poisoning. How do you explain that? But what's worse, the catastrophe in the White House continues when they have to come out and state that there's no new intelligence whatsoever behind Biden's claim. If we were to make a claim like that, we would be shut down immediately. The claims of false news that has permeated the airwaves lately, but yet we're falling into the same rhetoric coming from the administration. The White House can't recover from this. There's no damage control for what was said. And what is Biden's response? Before we get into the long-term impact that all this is having, how it's affecting you, and I'm going to show you how it's affecting you, here's his response.
Mr. President, will you talk to us about Putin, sir? You think Armageddon is coming, sir?
You can't run away from that. That's not a question you can run away from. It needs to be addressed. You made a statement that scares millions of people. Where is the accountability? But let's boil it down to something even simpler. A simple word count.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
2 words. Made in America. Well, obviously, the math is far easier than that. But what does this result in? What is the catastrophe that has befallen the White House? When Biden's comments, his unauthorized, sometimes unhinged, become a problem. And let me show you the real impact of that problem. It started on day 1. This graphic from Politico, amazing. The 17 things Joe Biden did on day 1, including the Keystone Pipeline, and we see the impact of that now, don't we? But the many other executive orders, which appear to most to simply be a reversal of Trump-era policies. Well, that reversal has cost America dearly. And so those actions of day 1 still haunt the White House. And now let me show you how they're haunting you and I. I don't need to discuss gas prices. We all feel the pain at the pump every day. The proverbial statement ringing truer every day. Let's go into from heritage.org. Let's go into the facts and figures. The Biden inflation tracker. Real disposable income down 11%. Home ownership affordability down 30.1%. Credit card debt up nearly 20%. Monthly savings down. Again, a catastrophic 75%. People are eating up their savings trying to survive on that non-existent rising inflation. that Biden so stated. On top of a declining wage scale unlike anything anybody's seen. Week over week, real weekly wage averages plummeting. Food costs accelerating for basic commodities like egg, butter, and flour. And other costs skyrocketing. Home heating oil, airfare, natural gas service, electricity. Have you looked at your bills? Have you been advised of a major increase? It's not going to stop. But those are just the domestic impacts. Let's go to the global impacts. Would Russia have invaded Ukraine if there was a different leader in office? I can't wait to see that in the comments below. I truly can't. It's a question that everyone needs to be asking. Would North Korea have resumed missile tests? Another easy question if someone else was running the administration. The threat of China invading Taiwan is growing every day. Any one of these issues has horrendous consequences combined. Again, catastrophic. Iran accelerating all their nuclear activity unlike anything we've seen, not holding back anymore, fearing nothing. And why? Well, our taxpayer dollars are going elsewhere, aren't they? They're going to fund Ukraine. The problem with funding Ukraine is it's not going to fund Ukrainian soldiers, when now nearly 70% of the Ukrainian army is foreign mercenaries at a rate of somewhere around $3,000 a day. That's where our taxpayer dollars are going, all pushed forward by this man.
Let me start off with two words. Made in America. Made in America.
The fact that he repeated it, even more terrifying to not correct yourself. A man who can't keep up with his own inaccuracies. A man who's quick to call people names with no hesitation. A White House continually backpedaling, reeling, and apologizing for inaccuracies in statements that affect geopolitical decisions. To not cover this in the correct light is the ultimate irresponsibility. We won't do that here. And we will continue to put things in the perspective they need to be put in. This midterm election is of the utmost relevance. If we hope to put the executive branch in check through the procedures set forth in the very Constitution that was designed to protect we the people, and I haven't even gone into the other impacts of we the people, but as you know, we do that at restrictedrepublic.com. If you haven't gotten there, get there today. There is so much more information. We've added another guest broadcaster on top of what Lisa and I are already doing daily. I hope you'll join us there. We love you all. Can't thank you enough for tuning in. I told you to sit back, and I know a few of you probably threw your coffee this morning, and I can't blame you for that. We love you all. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justice Knight, signing out.